Hi everyone, I hope you're all okay. I've got my gorgeous baby girl here, my little Beatrix. She's all snuggled up because it's really chilly here again today. The temperature's really dropped and she's been a bit fretful. So I've given her a bottle and I thought I'll change her into a pretty little sleeper for PJ Saturday, and it's this little pale pink sleeper, and it's got 3 little bunnies on the front in grey, and they've all got a little fluffy white tail. I think they're really cute. This is I think it's a Next sleeper, part of a set that I got. I could be wrong, it could be Mothercare. Let's see if we can find a label anywhere. Is there a label? Yeah, it's Tiny Baby from Mothercare. So it's a lovely little one. So we're going to do that, and it's kind of a crossover popper. So hopefully we'll be able to do it up all right. But I'm going to change her, and I thought it's been a long time since I've told you any of my life stories. So I thought it'd be good to do that today. See, I've got Charlie and Margot here. I had to separate them for a bit, but they look as if they're okay. They're still snuggling together there. We'll have to see in the spring what that relationship brings, won't we? Let's get you back on little Miss Beatrix. Yeah, one of my life stories, because I haven't told you one for a long time. Here you go, darling. Let's unwrap you. There she is, sweet girl. There she is. She's all beautiful. We're going to take you out of these and have a chat to everybody. All right? There we go. I'm going to tell you about something that was really probably the most scary things. I mean, scary things that happened to me. I mean, a lot of things happen with children, as a lot of you mums will know. But this particular time was very, very traumatic for me as a young girl, because I was only about 19. And my son, my eldest son, was 18 months old. And my husband had gone away for 6 months. Look at these little legs and little feet. Aren't they just gorgeous? See, she's got a little pinprick here on her foot that Alexandra did for me. Come on, sweet girl. Let's just roll you over a bit so I can undo this. And he'd gone away for 6 months. And I didn't want to stay in Germany on my own for that long. And the army allowed all of us wives to fly home free for a month in the middle, you know, to kind of have a break. There we go, darling. Over you come. There we go. There we go. So I'd flown back to stay with my parents for a month. And there we go, darling. There was just kind of my mum and dad and my younger sister and younger brother living at home. There she is. There she is, my girl. She's so beautiful, aren't you? Yeah. And this particular evening, I'd put my son down to bed, and he was in a cot in the room with me. And let's just lift you up, darling. There we go. Just pop this down and then I can put her in. I'll put her against the white, then it might show up a bit more. This particular night, I put him to bed, and he was in a cot in my bedroom so I could keep an eye on him. And we had... What's Mummy doing to you, baby? She said, you put me too far back, Mummy. We had like an old dressing table in the room, and the cot was quite away from the dressing table, I would say, you know, a foot. And I'd put in, because I was on the pill, because I didn't want to have any more children for a while, and I'd put my pills into this little drawer at the top of the dressing table. Anyway, this night I put him to bed, and my younger sister was training to be a hairdresser, and she wanted to set my hair for me. So I'd washed my hair. Look at this little one. So adorable, aren't you? And I'd washed my hair, and she was setting it into some rollers for me. Well, where have I put your mittens, darling? I did have mittens here a second ago. Where have they gone? Why do things disappear? I had them here. That's mad. I had them here. Anyway, we'll try and put our hands in. Got gremlins in the nursery. She was rollering my hair up. That's it. I was trying to think where I was. She was rollering my hair up. I had long hair. I always had my hair about shoulder length. And flicked it up, you know, curled it up at the ends. Anyway, she was doing that for me. And I don't know, I just got this really bad feeling. And I said to her, hold on a minute, I'll have to go and have a look at the little one, you know. And she said, he's all right, he's asleep. I said, no, I've got to go and have a look. So off I went up the stairs. And there he was, wide awake, standing up at the end of the cot, and he had in his hand, and he was chewing something, and I looked at it, and it was the foil from my pills. Dear, I can't tell you how awful that moment was. I just looked at him, and I just couldn't believe it, really. All the pills had gone. The whole packet was in the cot, and he was chewing on over the foil. I couldn't find any. I had to pause there for a moment because someone knocked on the door, so I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I couldn't find any of the pills at all, and it had been a full month's worth. I'd only taken a couple, I think. So you can imagine, I got him out the cot, put him on the bed, pulled everything out of the cot, and was looking to see if I could find any pills. I couldn't find them. I called for my mum and my dad, and they came up, and so did my sister, and we were all looking. None of us could find any pills. It was just so scary, so scary. So my dad didn't know more. He said, right, get him wrapped up in a blanket, and we'll take him to the hospital. So we took him straight up to the hospital, just me and my dad. Just put those little scratch mitts on her. Doesn't that look cute on her? So cute. And went up to the hospital with him, up to accident and emergency, and they were really good. As soon as they saw it was a baby, they took me straight in, you know. And they are, you know, I'd taken the packets. They knew what he might have taken or had taken, and yeah, they gave him some stuff to make him sick. And they said if he wasn't sick, then they'd have to stomach pump him. But that would be horrendous for him. So I was praying that he wouldn't have to have his stomach pumped, you know. It was really terrible, and I couldn't understand how he got these pills, because how could a tiny baby get, you know, lean over, get them out of that drawer, unwrap them, get them out of the foil? It didn't make any sense at all to me, and as you can imagine, it was just going round and round in my head. Anyway, they left me with him, and my dad said he'd have to go back home because it was kind of getting on for late in the evening by then, and he had work the next day. This was before, of course, mobile phones and all that, so we had no way of contacting each other. So he went off and left me on my own, and I sat there with my little boy rocking him and hoping he was going to be sick, and they said I had to keep him awake. Well, I managed to keep him awake, but they said if they were going to come back, and if he didn't, let's wrap you up again, darling. There we go. Let's get you a nice little cupcake blanket. They said if he wasn't sick, then they were going to have to stomach pump him, and I just couldn't bear the thought of that, you know. So in the end, about 5 minutes before they said they were going to come back, I just stuck my fingers down his throat. I didn't like doing it, but I didn't like the idea of him being stomach pumped, you know. So I it's a beautiful girl. I made him sick, you know, physically made him sick, and they said that, you know, they came in and they said, oh, that was good. It looked like, it didn't look as if there was anything in his stomach, you know. It looked all right, not to worry, but they'd know in the morning to get him off to sleep, and, you know, then we'd know in the morning if there was any brain damage. Oh, what a horrendous night. I was sat there all on my own with this baby, and wet hair. I wasn't bothered about my hair, but I'm just saying, you know, my hair was still wet and drying, and just sitting there on my own, just praying that he was going to be all right, you know. And they said that they'd know in the morning and they'd check on us and everything. The longest night of my life, ladies, the longest night of my life. Oh dear, I don't think I've ever prayed so much in my life as I did that night. But yeah, he woke up about 5 o'clock. And he looked at me and went, "Mummy." And I just cried. I just was so glad that he, you know, that he said something and he looked all right. Anyway, the nurse came in and gave us some breakfast, gave me a feed for him and that. And they checked him over, and he looked perfectly all right and healthy. So the doctor then came in and checked him over and discharged him. But oh my goodness, what a scare. I mean, they gave me some more pills because obviously I hadn't got any pills then. Not that it mattered, my husband was away, but, you know, once you're on them, you're supposed to continuously take them. So, you know, I had those, and, yeah. To this day, I don't know how that baby got those pills, if he took them, how he got them out of the foil, let alone the packet, how he managed to lean over and get them. I mean, he was only little, he doesn't remember anything about it at all, but, you know, it was such a shock. And, yeah, I had to get like a taxi home because, of course, like I say, those days, no mobile phones or anything. So I got a taxi back home and everything, and oh goodness, terrible night. So yeah, I don't think I had another one that bad with my boys, but they did have some accidents as children's do and that. But That was dreadful. Makes me tear up just thinking about it. It was an awful night, awful. But I'm so glad he was all right. And I mean, there were no lasting effects. I don't think he actually took any of them. I don't know what had happened there. Never got to the bottom of it. But very weird. But there's my little girl all wrapped up. She's got a lovely little sleeper on and she's all ready for a snooze. Now she's had a change in a bottle. Bless her. And I hope you enjoyed listening to my story today, my life story. I look forward to hearing your thoughts on it. And look out for a box opening next week. Yes, a box opening. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I've seen pictures of the baby. Alexandra's done her for me. Her, a girl. And I'm looking forward to seeing her. So, yeah, look out for that. Our podcast, we're still waiting for them to okay it. But as soon as it's okayed, I will let you know and tell you the link. So, have a good rest of your day. Love you, ladies and gentlemen.